We are all one. It's a beautiful, comforting, and very popular idea. We hear it in spiritual circles. We see it on posters. We feel it in moments of deep connection. It's the idea that we are all just drops, returning to a single, universal ocean. But what if the Buddhist path is teaching something even more radical? What if it's not that we are all one, but that we are all, in a very real way, interconnected? And what if that small difference in wording is the difference between a comforting idea and a truly liberating one? Hello, and thank you for joining our conversation here at the Mindful Compass. Today, we're asking a foundational question. Does Buddhism teach that we are all one, or that we are part of a single universal consciousness? It's a very easy mistake to make. Many beautiful traditions teach this, and even some Mahayana Buddhist schools use terms like one mind that sound like this. But the core, classical teaching of the Buddha offers a different lens. It's a view based not on oneness, but on interconnectedness, or what is called dependent origination. This isn't just a tiny academic difference. It changes everything about how we see ourselves and our responsibility to each other. So, what is the difference between oneness and interconnectedness? The oneness idea still implies a self, a single, giant, universal self that we are all a part of. The Buddhist teaching of Anatta, or not self, teaches that there is no permanent, independent self or self anywhere. Here is a way to hear the difference. The analogy, unison versus harmony, oneness, is like a choir singing in unison. Everyone is singing the exact same note. The individual voices, you, me, that tree, are all dissolved into one single, massive sound. This is the universal consciousness idea. Interconnectedness is a jazz quartet playing in harmony. The saxophone is not the bass. The drums are not the piano. Each one is distinct, with its own unique voice and function. But they are all listening to each other. They are all responding to each other. The music they create arises from their relationship. The sax player's solo is inspired by the bass line. The bass line is held in time by the drums. The music is not in any one instrument. It is the relationship. This is the Buddhist view. You are not one with the tree. You are a distinct process that is in a vital, harmonious relationship with the tree. You breathe out what it breathes in. It breathes out what you breathe in. You co-arise in harmony. This harmony view is, in practice, more compassionate than the unison view. Why? If we are all one, unison, it can be easy to spiritually bypass real suffering. It's all just one. Your pain is an illusion. It can erase the very real, very distinct pain of an individual. But the interconnected, harmony, view says something far more powerful. It says, you, the saxophone, are a distinct and precious player. Your suffering is real, and because I, the bass player, am in harmony with you, your suffering matters to me. If you are out of tune, the entire song suffers. This is the root of true compassion. We are not the same, but we are inseparable. This is a practice of tracing the harmony. It's about seeing the jazz quartet in your everyday life. I call this the interbeing inquiry. 1. Pick up a simple, everyday object. Your cup of coffee, your t-shirt, your phone. 2. Hold it. Look at it. Take one breath. 3. Instead of seeing it as one with you, see the distinct parts of the harmony that brought it to you. 4. Holding your coffee. Think, this is not me. This is the farmer in Colombia. a distinct person. This is the rain that fell, a distinct process. This is the truck driver, a distinct person. This is the person at the counter. 5. Feel that? You are not one with the coffee. You are at the center of a vast, interconnected harmony of countless beings and processes, all of whom had to play their part, just for you to have this sip. The Buddhist path is not about dissolving your beautiful, unique voice into a unison choir. It's about waking up to the fact that you are a vital, precious member of a harmony. It's about learning to play your part with skill and to listen to all the other players with boundless compassion. It's not, I am you. It is, I am because of you. This is a deep, foundational shift in perspective. First, please share this video with someone in your life who is also exploring these deep spiritual questions. Second, in the comments, let's practice. What's one distinct part of the harmony you noticed in your interbeing inquiry? The farmer, the rain, the factory worker. And third, if you find this path of inquiry valuable and wish to continue these conversations, I warmly invite you to subscribe and follow our channel. Thank you for joining this conversation. May you be well. May you be peaceful. And may you hear the beautiful, complex harmony that you are a part of right now.